So when you think of the word illusion and consider the fact that we actually live in an illusion, what does that make you think of? Off the top, most people revert to the idea of The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, where we live in a bath of water plugged in at the nape of our neck and other portals, and we are fed through our senses through the machine. And when someone dies, they're liquefied as food for the rest. And now, if you just look at the Matrix movie, there is a lot of the symbolic correspondences to the world that we are in. Some people look at the illusion as if they're in Alice in Wonderland and they've gone into a fantasy of some sort, while others consider it a video game where it's an AI world and nothing is real. Others see it as a hologram, shadow, light, a projection. And so there's many ways to look at it. Still others see the illusion as an onion, as we live in the center of an onion, and the center is the true real place. It's the real womb. But what we see of it, we can't see it. What we see of it is blurred through layers or veils. And in this kind of setup, people see that the veil is separating the real life from evil. So there's many more different metaphors for the illusion that people use to try to understand or comprehend what's happening here, where we are, and why we're here. And they go deep. So for the purpose of this video, I'm focusing on how the illusion is set up based on biochemistry, neurophysiology, our hormones, and our senses. Now, perhaps in a later video, I'll go into the actual details of the hormones and how they function and how they work on a cellular or microbiology, on our microbiology in a molecular biology level, which that could be done. But I think that and all the jargon that goes along with that is a little distracting, a little confusing for most people, and this is meant for most people. But there's a network, to keep it very, very simple. There's a network of cells. There's a network of cells that have certain, receptors, which fold and are occupied by hormones, which guide and direct the body. How do these cells receive the hormones? Through messengers, through second messenger systems sometimes, or just messengers. Let's keep it very simple. And so if you take that to the external world, how do we perceive light? Through a messenger, through a ray that goes through the eye, the iris, right? To the optic nerve, which flips it into a picture in your head. So it isn't even coming into your head correctly, it's already upside down. And then that sends different signals to your brain to tell you to map out something that it could be. It's possible that it is this, it's possible it is that. And the brain does a bunch of calculations without your input to tell you what it is. That is an illusion. Also, if we just stick with the eye, when we look out into the world, we are seeing a sliver of it, just the visible spectrum. But there's IR, right? And there's gamma frequencies, there's radio frequencies, and furthermore, there's like a full spectrum that we are not able to visibly see with the naked human constructed eye. So there's more. So what we're actually looking at is an illusion. We think that we see something, but we're only getting a little microscopic part of it. So we're not actually seeing the full body of it. We're not seeing the world in full. We can't. It's not possible in this body. But is that how the original structure or setup was meant to be for us? Is that what's real to us in our real experience as beings, as infinite creatures? Is the mother womb basically more full, more filled? So such that you see a beautiful ocean and a panoramic scenery of maybe a forest or a field of flowers. And we, in this human structure where we are now, will say, that's just beautiful. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful. But what we're seeing is just a fraction of the splendor which is there. Perhaps it isn't splendorous for some people. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, imagine though, that if that little fraction of what we can see and appreciate in the real mother matrix, unfiltered, unaltered, unprogrammed, but the real one must look like. There's no words for that. Okay, there's no words for that. And so when I say we live in an illusion, this is what I'm talking about in one respect. There's a lot of ways to go look at this. But for this video, the illusion is not that you aren't real. It isn't that you don't exist. You exist forever, always, infinite and free. Some people don't like the word free because the etymology breaks down into different things. I'm just going to keep my language simple so that you get the gist of what I'm saying. You will feel sovereign, realizing that you have an infinite life and an infinite ability to guide your destiny. And so our personalities, our behaviors, our mannerisms, our, our quirks, things that agitate us or anger us or aggravate us. Those are illusion also. So when we look at our behavior, we may think, oh, I have to be this way. I must be that way. Oh, I've always been this way. I'm just going to keep doing these things. No. Just slow down and realize that perhaps you are just reacting instead of responding. Because the illusion of self has been your ego personality taking over as what you really are. What does that mean? It means that your personality, your likes, dislikes, that what makes you angry is all an illusion. In your real baseline self, nothing bothers you. You're completely happy and satisfied and content. There is nothing that makes you upset. You can't be upset. You appreciate the balance of life. But somehow down the road, we became an I, a me, an I am. But we're beyond that. We're beyond anything that we could utter out of our mouth as I am blank. We're not. We're more. We're all. We're everything. So to say that I am woman is a confining way of looking at the world. Though I know we must function here. So this isn't to say don't function as a human. I'm getting to a philosophical point. That when we go and own the ego self as the only truth, then we omit our wholeness. We omit our ancestors and our elders. We omit everything that is here and now, which never left and will never go anywhere. We create our own onion. The world just aids that. And what you see in the world is projected out of what you have come to believe. And so let's take the illusion of self and look at poverty. Poverty. People say poverty runs in families. They say if you have poor parents or you learn the lack mindset from your parents, then you will be poor too. That's true. That's 100% true. Only because you've been given a construct, you've been given a layer, you've been inbred in your mind that, oh, it's never going to be enough. I'll never be able to have enough. The world just doesn't have enough. Or all the I can'ts and I won't, and I will never haves. And then you start projecting that, and you start behaving in the same patterning that your parents might have done, being very overly cautious about every little spending. Now, there's nothing wrong with being frugal. We're not talking about that. Let's stay on focus, okay? And so in order to not be poverty mindset, which is a limiting factor, people say it all the time. I'm poor. No, you're not. I'm broke. No, you ain't. Okay? No, you're not. First, the layer of I am, remember, whatever you say after I am is what you become, because this is the illusion. This is the fake world. And it's a game. It's a game. We can go into it's a game created by evil entities, demons, and all the like, archons, eidolons, all the stuff, Baal or whatever. We're not going to do that. We could even say, oh, it's God, or it's some, religious figure, priest that's giving us tests and helping us to evolve. We're not going there, to either side of that. We're going to stay right here in the middle. And we're going to utilize the tools that we have, which is our patience, which is our breath, which is our focus. And we're going to sit down here in this false matrix with a mindset of an infinite being, an infinite creator being full of love, setting out to create the world that we all want to live in, the dream that we all want to live in. The way you do that, to get away from this broke mindset, this lack mindset, is to redefine yourself. You start by not reacting to things. Don't take the bait if you're feeling triggered by someone. Okay? That's just a feeling. That's just an illusion. You're always perfectly calm. You're always perfectly good. And so when you look at that, you say, you know what? I'm everything. Everything here is me. There's nothing here that isn't me. There's nothing here that isn't touching me. I'm every molecule. I'm every atom. I'm every quantum. And as such, I raise my vibration, my aura, my intensity, but I'm balanced. I'm grounded. And I'm stable. And then I imagine what I want to see. Not just for me, but I want to see for everyone. I would love everyone to get this knowledge. I would love everyone to see and create a world of beauty and love and harmony, and open up the spectrum so that we can see it all, not just a sliver, together. And if the world is really splitting, if the earth is splitting into different multiple dimensions and different shapes, for some people they are saying the earth may even take a different shape, so be it. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be recycled back here, or on a worser situation because you never got this information, because it didn't click for you, because someone may have said it in a way that you couldn't get it? Maybe I'm making mistakes in this video or saying things that's triggering you. And you're going to let your reaction stop your progress to becoming what you already are, which is hidden. And so I make these videos because these are also confirmations for myself. And I listen to them myself to remind myself, because this is not an easy thing. I know it's not easy for you because it's not easy for me. We are surrounded by a lot of things that are going on. But all of that got nothing to do with you. Even if something directly happens to you, it's not happening to the ultimate you. And this part always kind of stumbles me, because it could come across as sounding insensitive or lacking compassion when it's 100% compassionate that I'm saying these things. Because we feel hurt and then we suffer from our mental programming of repeating the injury over and over, or imagining the worst case scenario over and over, and then we feed it with all the variable horrors that we've witnessed or learned of in this false matrix. When if we could just hold on to the notion of wholeness, just hold on to it as a totem. If you need a totem, clench your fist around it and say, yeah, okay, I'm going through something right now, but it's not really me. This is just a situation. This is just a thing. The real me, I'm good. Always good. And so that no matter how you look at this, whatever type of illusion it is, if it's an AI illusion, a dream world, a hologram, if it's geometry and language that's got us in this onion, under this veil, these layers of veils, so be it. Speak in vibrations then. Let your vibrations speak for you. Let your true self shine through. And don't give in to the tricksters. Don't give in to the tricky situations you might find yourself in by reacting or overreacting. The illusion, it is what it is. And it can never harm the truth of what we are, who we are.